all of you. Here we begin with day 2 of GST class. Day 1 was all about knowing the terms, not the definitions. Definitions we don't have to learn, but we need to know certain terms which we are going to use often in GST. And today we will check up how to bifurcate the taxes into IGST, SGST and all. Right? Okay. The day 1 recording is available in Concept Classes app. I have sent the link also in our WhatsApp challengers group. So if you have any doubt in day 1, ask me. And some of you are like asking me schedules. So already morning DT live classes going on in YouTube, and offline batch is also going on. So alternate day evening we are doing. Once around 27th of March, that batch will be over, and then we will take up every day the GST classes. And there are 4 topics which are exclusively there for CA students. Place of supply and your TDS, TCS and records related some topics. So that we will be taking last. Whatever is combined we will do. After that, CMA students should start solving past 3 exams. Okay, there may be some change in the e-invoice limit, registration limit. Okay, that doesn't make a difference. But start solving the past 3 exams papers, your mock test paper of, until then we complete this, and combine we will take up the chapter wise exam. Okay, one more thing I want to say, GST, the way you learn the subject, it is dynamic. Plus, there is lot of politics involved in every decision. Like today, if I talk about GST council and all, it's like quite lopsided. So if we go into those discussions, they are very interesting and lucrative, but we will not meet our purpose. Our purpose is because as a teacher of income tax and GST both, I know how income tax is only vast. Capital gain, business head, and deductions. These are the 3 jumbo topics of direct tax. And then you have for 50 marks GST, in that 10 marks for CMA students custom. So rather than going, okay, what is required, sometimes practical knowledge we will discuss, but I am not in a mindset to show you the website and discuss all the detail that after the exams we can meet and do, or you will be doing in your internship also. I hope you agree with my view. So let us stick to the way you have to write an exam. Because if I teach in some very lucrative way, it will be very interesting, but I want you all to write those words. How many of you have learned certain terms we have used last time? What is HSN? What is SAC? What is cascading effect? GST is a dual model. GST is a destination based tax. Value addition tax it is. So these are the terms you have to write in advantage, disadvantage, all. Okay, right. All clear until now, and chat box is also on. This is day 2 of GST, right? Any doubt you have, you can ask, and don't miss the classes because these classes are linked. Okay, coming 5 minutes, I'm sharing my screen and explaining you everything of what we learned last time. Still you have any doubt, you can clarify. Okay, we are learning for 50 marks, including your MCQs and all, Goods and Service Tax Act, which started in India in 2017. Okay, and later on, around in a week only, it was extended to Jammu and Kashmir also. So whole of India, whenever you are generating your own income, you are paying. Can you see my pen? You are paying income tax. That's direct tax. And now when you are selling goods or you are selling services, right? Then put together goods and services is called as what? Supply. Supply of goods or supply of services put together, this has come in the GST Act. Earlier there were a lot of different kind of taxes, and no set of all that we have discussed in detail yesterday. So I gave you an example of restaurant and saloons. Say we go for hair color, they are going to apply 1000 rupees color bottle, and 500 rupees they are charging for the application. So there is selling of goods also, there is supply of service. So better don't go into hodgepodge, just take it as supply and charge GST. Okay. Still some of the manufacturing items are covered under excise duty, and on import and exports we have custom duty. Yeah, imports we have custom duty, so that our rates in India, indigenous product rates are competitive. In exports, where we want to restrict the export, we don't want these goods to go out of India. We say, okay, if you want to export, you have to pay anti-dumping duty, you have to pay this. So like this is the purpose of import and export, which you don't have in your syllabus right now. Now, whenever goods are supplied, okay, from one place to another within the same state, it is called as intrastate supply. This is the name of your chapter 2, supply. We are going to discuss this in detail in the coming 2-3 classes. So what is supply? Within the same state, if you supply goods or service, it is called as intrastate supply. Interstate supplies, when you supply goods or services outside the state. From Hyderabad, I'm teaching students from Chennai, right? Then this is interstate supply of services, right? And within the state, it is called as CGST plus SGST. Within the state is Central GST Act and state. Put together, the rate will be same. Say rate is 18%. So within the state, 9% CGST will be charged, which will go to center, and 9% SGST will be charged, which will go to state. If it is interstate, 18% IGST, interstate GST will be charged, which will go to the state. But then let me tell you one thing should be very clear. GST is a destination based tax. So if I am the supplier in Hyderabad, I am supplying the goods to Delhi. It is interstate, but the credit will go to Delhi, not to me. Because when Delhi will, who is buying? Delhi. From what? Hyderabad. So I am to paying IGST to the central government. Now, Delhi will take input tax credit, and suppose they are selling within Delhi. So who wants, where is the destination of the goods or the services? Delhi. Are you getting? That's why this term, one chapter is added in the CA syllabus, that is place of supply. Because place of supply will determine what rate of GST and other rules on. Okay. So whenever there is interstate supply, what will you charge? IGST, say 18%. There are different rates. Whenever it is intrastate supply, divided into two, CGST and SGST. Ma'am, if it is within the union territories, we have 3 union territories with legislation and then without legislation. Union territories, if it is, then it is UTGST. Okay, right? Any doubts you have, you can ask, and sometimes even I will ask you question, so you can answer. Next, now we have this is all a revision of yesterday. If you have missed the class, complete watching the lecture, because that much detail example and all I cannot go. And if you have any doubt, you can ask. Okay, right. It is called as a destination based tax. Now, whatever tax I'm paying on purchases, I can take a credit in the GST, that is called as ITC, input tax credit. This is name of your chapter 6. Your pumping heart of the GST question paper is 8 marks question on ITC, how you do the set off. A part of it I will start now. Okay, right. Then A is selling the goods to B. I gave this example yesterday. Let us check. Now suppose A is the initiator. Say he is the manufacturer. So A is supplying the goods to B and he is charging 10% is not the rate. Just for calculation, I took it 10%. Okay. So A will pay 10 rupees to government on this 10 rupees is called as what? Output tax. For B, the 10 rupees will become input tax, but B's purchases is not 110. Though we got it for 110, B will record purchases as 100. And if B is a registered supplier, 10 rupees he will keep separate. Okay. This is how the GST works. So all your advantage, disadvantage are clear. Now B will do certain value addition. What is value addition? He will do certain expense, say 30 rupees. He will add his profit, say 20. Put together, B added 50 rupees value addition and sold it to C for 150 and charged again 10% GST. Now, how much B collected from C? 15 rupees output tax. But he has already paid 10 rupees that he is setting off, and 5 rupees is exactly tax B is paying on value addition. Same way C is getting for 150 and 15, and 15 rupees C will keep separate. Okay, because input tax credit is available. All these are registered suppliers. Now 150, in that he is doing say value addition of 100, 80 rupees expense, 20 rupees profit, done. So 250, and on that 25 rupees. I hope I'm not going fast. Please keep commenting in the chat box if you have any doubt. Finally, C is collecting from D 25 rupees. C has already paid 15 rupees here. You can see that is setting off, and exactly on the value addition. So, when a person pays 10 rupees at the rate of 10%, everyone knows that his value addition is 100. B is paying 5 rupees at the rate of 10%. So definitely his value addition is 50. That's why GST is called as what, dear students? A very transparent act. Okay, right? And there is no cascading effect here. Why? Finally, what is the selling price the consumer D is getting? 250, right? A is paying how much tax? 10. B paid how much? 5. C paid how much? 10. Total in multiple point, government is getting 25 rupees tax. Okay, so this is all about the working. But once in the exam, basic question was asked, and they said explain the cascading effect with VAT, which was earlier, and now with GST. Earlier jo VAT tha, central sales tax was there, tax on tax was there. Are you all clear with this term? What is cascading effect? Tax on tax, tax on tax. Still today it is there. Suppose I am paying excise duty, say 16 rupees on 100. Then GST is charged on 116. So on 16 also I am paying. So for this cascading effect, already one example I have printed. There was a little mistake yesterday, so I have corrected it. You all have taken printout of the material. Then please correct it. Oh, I think I corrected it in the other copy. I'll send the picture. Let's not take out time for this. I'll send the picture. This is the example of with CST and with GST. What is CST? Central Sales Tax. If I'm buying the goods from Mumbai, I was not paying IGST that time. I was paying what I was paying? Central Sales Tax. And then I'm selling it within the state of Telangana, Hyderabad ke Hyderabad mein. So I was not able to set off. So that's why the price difference and all was there. I have saved it in the Word file, but to miss changing it here, surely I'll send the picture to all of you today after the class. Okay? Right. So this is all about, can I skip this? What's the difference in direct tax, indirect tax? This we have already done. I think what we have done, we can skip. If you have any doubt at reading at home, will you be able to write or not? What are the 4 main pillars of the GST? Then it is a value addition tax. Whoever is adding the value, that much tax they are paying, right? This continuous flow of tax credit. For you, it is output. For me, it is input. Again, I am doing output. Again, it is input. So many times they ask the question in exam, manufacturer, wholesaler, that also. There is no cascading effect. Finally, all the taxes are borne by consumers. Okay. Many times, see MCQ 5 marks, very simple question are asked from chapter 1. Chapter 1, there is no knowledge. It is just like putting a slab, cementing. So it is regressive in nature. You know what do you mean by regressive? Rich or poor people, all. If you buy a ball pen and if GST is 5%, it's going to be 5%. Whether you are a millionaire or a laborer, anyone buying a pen will pay 5% GST on ball pen. Whereas how is income tax? Yeah, Oh, you are earning above 50 lakhs, you pay surcharge. Oh, you are earning above 5 crore, you can pay 37% surcharge. That is progressive. This is regressive. Okay, right. It is applicable to whole of India. Hmm? Done. And then benefits and advantages, we have seen there is no cascading effect. One nation, one market, one tax. Lot of chota taxes are subsumed. CST and excise duty, which was there by every manufacturer, and octroi, and so many other taxes. We'll see the list. Hmm? Elimination of multiple taxes and tax on tax, overall reduction. See, in GST, the final selling price is less because there is no tax on tax. Okay, our products are becoming more competitive because of the set of benefit. Hmm? It is generating more employment and investment opportunity, and this is a fact we are seeing. Huh? Since the time GST has been introduced, lot of development is going because taxes have become very clear now. Okay, right. Next is administration is very easy of doing business, very simple to do, output input. But yes, compliances have increased. One second, huh? Some problem is there with the camera. 1 minute. Okay. I'm repeating, the reason is you need to learn this and write for theory question. Okay, right. And all the procedures in the GST are automated. This you have to write. Greater interface. Everything is on the GSTN portal and it is all very systematic. Of course, when it started, a lot of chaos and confusion was there. But now we can say one of the finest system it is, wherein everything is. I'll tell you one thing. Listen, all of you. One beautiful feature we will learn in third chapter is, suppose I have purchased the goods from Raj. Both of us are registered dealer. I want to take input tax credit and I want to set it off on output. Department will auto drop my ITC in my account, input tax credit, after Raj has paid it to government. Did you get me? I have purchased it from Raj, 100 rupees goods, 10 input tax credit. So Raj should pay 10 rupees to government, no? If he has not paid, I will not be allowed ITC. So like this, how the responsibility, like in income tax, we have TDS. I am giving income to you. It's your burden to pay tax or not. No. Government is saying, Dipti ma'am, you generated income. No. You deduct a part in the form of TDS, pay to government and give the TDS. So this is like, shifting of the burden. So like this, it is very clear that so many things are auto-populated and everything is automated. That makes it very best, the compliance of GST. Okay, right. E-invoice is there nowadays. 5 crores is other turnover to invoice be online. Vehicle number is there. E-way bill is there. Hmm? And purchase invoices, IRP also we can put in. As we move gradually, you will understand. Right. It's a dual GST model. Dual GST model is, if it is intrastate, then CGST will go to government, and SGST or UTGST, a part will go to state equally, right? State and center both need money. Now, if it is interstate supply, IGST is levied and administered by center. Okay, IGST is approximately same sum total, but of course later on they will give a part to the state. Which state? Destination, the buying state. Okay, right. I think this part we can skip now because of a classification and all is right. Right now I want you all to remember this part for the MCQ. Import of the goods is treated as interstate supply and very well GST is levied. I want to repeat, import is treated as interstate supply. So if I am calling an advocate from London to fight my business case or all, then am I importing the services from London? Ma'am, GST, so it is within India. This person has come from London. But is he giving services in India? Yes. So GST lagega. Which? Intra or interstate supply. Clear to all of you, right? What are the rates of the GST in India? 0.5%, 3%, 5%, 12%, 18%, 28%. Right? Okay. So popularly we all know that all the necessary goods are coming. Essential, the most essential are coming in 5% and all. And then 12%. Most of the services are in 18%. And 28% GST is on highest, that is, luxurious goods, you can say. White goods, we call it. You don't have to remember ki which product or which goods or services, what is the rate of GST. That will be given in exam. Okay. It is mandatory to register under GST if your turnover exceeds these limits. But this better we will do in the registration chapter. Just now, let us know that for 4 of the states, 10 lakh is the limit. Chota states. Huh? M. Manipur, Mizoram, Nagaland and Tripura. Manipur, Mizoram, 2 M's, Nagaland and Tripura. All these are northeastern states. For them, if your supply, that is your aggregate of supply, exceeds or is likely to exceed 10 lakh, you have to go for registration. Registration chapter में पूरा detail में list लिख लेंगे. All the other states, okay, other than this, 20 lakhs in Arunachal Pradesh, Meghalaya, Sikkim, Uttarakhand, Puducherry and Telangana. Okay. Arunachal Pradesh. I had made a short form for you all to remember these states. I'll give it to you in the registration. Just listen to it. This is a basic thing. Arunachal Pradesh, Meghalaya, Sikkim. Again, northeastern state. Uttarakhand, Pondicherry is now Puducherry and Telangana. So these 6 states, okay, 5 states, sorry, their limit is also 20 lakhs. And now there are some states which says that, okay, what about if we are just supplying goods, we are not dealing with services? Then for them it is 40 lakhs only for the supplier of goods, otherwise 20 lakhs for all. I want to repeat, only for 4 states, 10 lakhs cross hua, your supply of goods or services, then you're liable to register. All the other states, the limit is 20 lakhs. And some states, other than these 6, if they say that we are just supplying the goods, not the services, then up to 40 lakhs, they are exempt. And we also have a concept of composition scheme, yeah, small suppliers. Like how we have an income tax rebate concept. Up to 2,50,000, 2,50,000 to 5 lakh tax is there. Oh, your income is 4,50,000. Arey, chote people, you go. We don't want to trouble you. Go. Take the rebate. Don't pay any tax. Go. Like that it is. Okay. So this part we are going to do now in little detail. I will discuss first. Let us complete the part ahead of that. This now you have to remember for MCQ. I don't know what's so special. Repeatedly they are asking what are the product or goods on which GST is not yet applicable. Then the first thing on your tip, it should be alcoholic liquor for human consumption. See, why I am saying alcoholic liquor for human consumption? You all know that alcohol is used in the sanitizer also. COVID ke time mein bahut use kiya. Then alcoholic, I want all of you to write here. This can also come in exam. Alcoholic liquor for medicines, all the cough syrups and all they use, sanitizers and all. Very well, GST is levied. Clear? But state is having huge income in liquor only. So they said, center, GST, dare you touch this? Leave it to us. Because there are few states which are having the major income through liquor. So they don't want to let it go with the GST. Once it goes into GST, center will do half and remaining half and all. No. This is our income. Dare you touch this? So what is outside the purview of the GST? Alcoholic liquor for human consumption. They can give you in MCQs. I'm just exactly going with the mindset of exam. If they give alcoholic liquor for medicines and chemicals and sanitizers and all, very well GST is levied, right? Next is now, one second, yeah. Petroleum, crude oil, petrol, ATF, right? Different states are still having different rate because this is still outside the purview of the GST. They said we will put on this, what do you call as GST from a future date, jo abhi tak aaya nahi. So as of now, excise duty is only charged. Okay. Tobacco is within GST, but on tobacco, the state where it is manufactured, they are still charging excise. See, tobacco is not manufactured in every state. It is very natural to have some of the states are having, they're like growing tindu leaves from which tobacco, pan masala, and all is prepared. So, tobacco and tobacco products. So, whoever state is manufacturing, they want to charge excise duty, but it has also come in GST ki further purchase and sale. GST is also levied excise duty. Ma'am, how then? If you want, please write an example here. 100 rupees tobacco, if excise duty is say 116, then GST say 10%, 11.6 will be charged. So, ma'am, still cascading effect is there, yes, for the tobacco part. Okay. Same for this narcotic drugs and all. Now you can say, ma'am, how these are allowed? So this is like part of these drugs are allowed to be manufactured with permission to be used by pharmaceutical company in grams, right? So many of sleeping pills and all, they have a very small content. So all these also excise duty is also charged, GST is also charged. And last is real. Some of you are like very clear because you have attended first class also live. Then just think this is Deepti ma'am's way of making you learn now. So is it on our tip? What is outside? Alcoholic liquor for human consumption. All type of these, all related. Petrol, diesel, ATF. ATF is used in airplanes. Natural gas. These are all. Tobacco. Tobacco and narcotic drugs. Cigarette and all drugs, they go hand in hand. And real estate. Real estate paid today also. What is charged? Stamp duty. And stamp duty, the whole money where it goes. See, are we paying property taxes still? Right? So all that taxes are still not subdued. In fact, property tax and when you buy and sell those vehicles, are we paying life tax? We call it life tax, but actually it is road tax. आज भी road tax लग रहा है और this has not come in the purview of the GST. Yes, excise duty, stamp duty, even most of the states are charging profession tax. The whole money of the profession tax goes to state. Profession tax is charged, and out of that they are maintaining the roads and all shop and establishment tax. Okay, we don't want center to control that. Rest, what are the taxes subsumed? This is the list. Means these taxes will not be there now. Luxury tax, entry tax, entertainment tax, advertisement, purchase tax. ये सब थे, अब इनकी story नहीं पढ़ना. I told you high chances of getting write a short note on compensation cess. Actually, the word should be GST compensation cess. On the product on which GST is charged, if they are sin products, right? Then on that means the products which we don't want to encourage, additional GST is charged in the form of GST compensation cess. And see, when GST was not there, state was getting on 116 rupees CST. फिर 116 again 11.6. So like this tax on tax, state was getting paid bhar ke good amount of tax. Now they are not getting. So they want some compensation to make a bridge. So that's why when goods compensation cess started, they said, okay, we will put it for some years till we compensate this pit that we are shifting from old tax regime to this. But still now this financial year 23-24, this is the amendment. They said levy of GST compensation has been extended till March 26. However, central government is under no obligation to give any compensation to state. They can ask you this in MCQ that GST compensation cess is closed. It is open till March 23. or open till March 26. So the mindset should be clear. They said, no, abhi tak khadda bhara nahi hai. We still want to compensate the center and little bit to states. But from this year, they said, no, enough. We have shared the compensations as to states. Now this is all going to be in the center consolidated fund. Clear? Right. From here, we begin the class for today. Till here, we have done yesterday. Anyone is having any doubt? Ask, please. Were you all there yesterday? If you have missed, you can ask again. I can't take attendance and all. Some of them were there yesterday. Aaj kuch naye hai, kuch repeat hai. You take your own responsibility. Once I said filling up the form and joining the class is your decision. Once you have taken, I will make sure that you will pass both DT and IDT. So now only I am declaring your first exam of 1 hour will be on chapter 1 and 2. Chapter 1 we are doing right now, introduction. Chapter 2 we will start in the next class. That's beautiful, supply. Every exam they ask one question on mixed supply and composite supply and all. So chapter 1 and chapter 2 put together, you're going to write the exam next week. GST exams we will keep on odd day. Let us make sure we are writing the exam on Thursdays because Thursdays there's no class. And every Sunday you all are writing direct tax class exam if you're attending my YouTube live classes. Okay. So this Sunday, a very beautiful paper is prepared for business head covering up amendments, MCQs, question and answers और बस अभी पूरा पेपर मत पूछ लो नहीं तो आप बोलेंगे मैम कितने क्वेश्चन है क्या है चलो okay so now when we started Goods and Service Tax Act to manage that, who is the highest authority? We discussed this yesterday also in India. CBIC, Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Custom. Central Board of Direct Taxes, CBDT, is governing Income Tax Act. It's a council. So Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Custom is managing, right? But what is the portal they are using? That portal is called as GSTN, means GST Network. Okay. GST network. It is all with the help of the Infosys and software companies. They have created this portal. It's a user-friendly portal, everything. And basically, if you say to a layman, listen all of you, if you say to a layman also, ki, what's the use of the portal? Ma'am, registration. Then payments. Every month you have to pay GST, output minus input. And last one is filing of the return. Monthly return, annual return. Okay? So these are the three things. See, 20 lakhs turnover and 40 lakhs turnover is what? Tell me. A small retailer in Hyderabad, like we eat only dosas. Sab khate hain, par dosa hi khate hain. So small dosa bandi will come. Are you getting? 40 lakhs turnover is what? Monthly kitna sales? 4 lakhs. So in short, all these are coming under GST. So definitely they will have to get registration. They will have to file return monthly. If they go for composition, section 10, quarterly return, right? Monthly payment, quarterly return. Very popular scheme it is. QRPM. I'll make you write these full forms thoda aage jaake. And then returns. Okay. So registration, payment of taxes and returns. These are one of the biggest. Other than this, anything, late payment and any query, you can raise the complaint. And the best part is, you don't know who is doing your work. Like I have done my internship in 1997. I cleared my foundation only in 95. So when we used to do internship, listen, this is a small but very practical case. Income tax refund. If there is a refund, some of the ITOs used to come to the office and they will say, sir, this is your client's refund of 2 lakh rupees. Ab wo zamane mein 97 and it's 24. 2 lakh rupees, sir, we will get the refund ka check. If you want, we will get it here. And they will ask for some money. So like this, many of the practices, wrong practices were going on. Now there is no chance because we don't know who is processing our return, where my GST scrutiny is happening. We don't know anything. It is all online on the GSTN portal. Clear? Right. Now, yes, all this is outsourced. A special purpose vehicle, a company is incorporated in section 8. You all know what are section 8 companies? Not non-profit. Even Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, cost accountants, these are all non-profit organizations. So like that, for portal managing, they created section 8 company. They called it as GSTN, right? Okay, and under this they have set up all the GST various services, right? Okay, this portal is www.gst.gov.in, right? And it is a uniform interface for the taxpayer and common and shared infrastructure between center and state. You know, as soon as you do intrastate or interstate, the money gets divided, part goes to the CGST and sub automatic ho jata hai. The portal is accessible over internet. It is one single common portal for all the GST services. You will have your GST registration number, and through that number, like in income tax, we have permanent account number. Whether you want to pay TDS, TCS, advance tax, return filing, challan, scrutiny, whatever, it is through your PAN number. Same way in income tax, your GST registration number. It is important to note that common GST electronic portal for furnishing e-way bill. Okay, it is separately. E-way bill is electronic document generated. See, when you are making the bill, Abhi, now what was the necessity? E-way bill is again your chapter number 9. Every chapter's name will come every day, some or the other. So e-way bill is a chapter, but what is the purpose? I am selling the goods, say to Mansa. Now I'm not actually selling, but I can make the bill, no, fake sale bill, and she will show us purchase like this and she will give me the money. So like this, there are chances. So e-way bill is when the goods are going from my place to Mansa's place, we have to generate an e-way bill on the portal. What are the goods, their code, HSN code we have seen for goods. For services, though, it is SAC, Service Accounting Code. So now this code is there, vehicle number is there, time is there, bill number is there, right? Nowadays for e-way bill and all, above a limit QR code is also there. So on the way, if the traffic wala is also catching hold of that e-way bill copy, if they scan, no, everything will be revealed. Okay, I am sending the goods to Mansa through ABC Transport. So ABC Transport, their vehicle number, everything, all detail will go to the portal by just scanning the QR code on the invoice. Got it? So for generating e-way bill, because there is too much burden on one website, it is done through one more website. These are all part of the GSTN network facilities. Next is IRP. Now, one of the painful part is uploading all the invoices. Why we need to upload the invoices on the portal? So that if I show sales properly, Mansa can claim the input tax credit. If I don't upload 9 invoices out of 20, she can claim input tax credit only of 11. So this uploading of portal pay invoices can be done through IRP. IRP is Invoice Registration Portal. Just for uploading e-invoices. All this is done through Excel and softwares. All the accounting softwares are also interlinked with GST, and this is done. Okay? All registered dealers with aggregate turnover based on PAN in any previous year from 17-18 onwards exceeding 5 crores, e-invoice is necessary. E-way bill is to all the details about transporting the goods from my place to her place. E-invoices, you cannot generate handmade invoices. Invoice is also generated through portal. And I cannot generate the invoice and keep on canceling them. Fake invoices come ho jayenge. So now what is the another use of the portal? E-way bill. IRP, Invoice Registration Portal. Keep on uploading all the invoices. And if your turnover exceeds 5 crore, it is mandatory to generate e-invoice. So this is one of the aspect where from the portal बहुत सारा expectation बढ़ गया है from for. So they have segregated into more 3 branches now. Okay. Now GSTN provides 3 front end services. registration, as I told you, payment of monthly taxes, and returns. These are the three major services for which the users will go to the portal. Okay. Tell me, will you be able to write some features if they ask, or a part of this, that GSTN portal is a closely held company, private company, Section 8 company? I think the way I am underlining and putting in block, if you do, it will be very helpful ki jo dikh ke aana chahiye. I don't know how you play crossword puzzle and you can locate the word, no? Like that this is. Everyone in the class is clear that e-way is different and e-invoice is different, right? This is already asked in one of the exam, 5 marks, straight theory question. Now I'm helpless. You all need to keep patience for 2 chapters. 2 chapter tak na kuch calculation shuru nahi hone wala hai. It's all the concept. I'm not saying it's theory, but it's a beautiful concept. So what are the functions of the GSTN? Right? GSTN includes, first of all, facilitating registration. What we studied now, that only you can write. Forwarding returns, computation and settlement of IGST, right? Matching of tax payment details with the banking network. You will pay the tax from your bank account and automatically you will get the OTP and all, and the money will be transferred to your GSTN account. So matching of output, input, settlement of taxes, providing various MIS reports. Every now and then the central government, the state government will give how much money has come into IGST, how much in the CGST and SGST, and which states are generating more GST. All these reports are clear through the portal. Providing analysis of the taxpayer's profile. See, like we have profile in income tax in banks. That's how the ICRA, CRISIL, they give rating, right? Recently, I went for a housing loan. Then they said, okay, against your name, these many cards are there. This is your payment history. And automatically they give the credit rating. So same way for the GSTN network also has the green line, the red line, the blue line of the taxpayer who's consistently paying late payments, late filing of the returns, not replying to the notices, not mailing and sending all the details, right? So taxpayer's profile, automatically it will reflect. Okay. Running the matching engine for matching reversal reclaim of input tax credit. I'm purchasing the goods in Hyderabad. I'm claiming input tax credit, and then I'm manufacturing my final product inside SEZ, Special Economic Zone, and I'm exporting out of India, handicrafts. Government said you are doing a wonder. Everyone in the class knows how SEZ works, or you want me to explain? क्योंकि मैं बार बार ये नाम लूंगी. Zero rated supply, nil rate, and SEZ everyone knows. Yes, respond. नहीं मालूम है तो बोलो, पूछो. How does SEZ work is clear, no? They do all, one second. They do all import and exports. Inside SEZ, there is no output tax. So obviously, whatever input tax I have paid, okay, I want a refund or a duty drawback or set off in my domestic sales, whatever I'm doing and not exporting. So all that matching and all will be done. One second, dear students. Thank you. Thank you for the response. SEZ, you all should know. That's initially in there. Okay. Tell me, is the topic clear to you? थोड़ा सा theory है, but समझ में आया? What is the basic work of the portal? Registration, payments, returns, and facilitating all the returns, registration, settlement, matching, all this, payments and all. Now, because there is too much of work done on the portal, can we have their sub-helpers? These sub-helpers are called as GSPs and ASP. GSP are GST Suvidha providers. Okay? GST Suvidha providers. ASPs are application service providers. Application service providers. Now to understand this simple term, I will explain. Like suppose I want to pay my electricity bill. Nowadays, so we pay electricity bills and all through our mobile phones or linked with our bank account auto mode. But for so many services, say I want to do electricity bill, if I want to pay, do I need to go to electricity department? No. Nearby we have e-sevas and me-sevas. Have you all heard these names? Me Seva Center, E Seva Center, where I can go and even I can get the copy of my PAN card corrected and so many other facilities. Death certificates, original and all you want, go to E Seva, pay the amount and you get, right? So like these are the sub helpers. Income tax department is already burdened with many things. Then we have 10 facilitation centers. Have you heard? Just click 10 facilitation center in Hyderabad and Chennai. You will get around you 25 names. You know what's the work of 10 facilitation center? You go and say, sir, this is my TDS of these many people I have deducted. By 7th of next month, I have to pay. What form and all we have to fill up. TAN number, PAN number, वो आप देख लो. By taking a nominal charge, the 10 facilitation centers, they do this work. Same way are the GST Suvidha providers. Yes, they will help the getting, like they are a bridge between the portal on one side and the GST payers, the consumers, the suppliers on one side. Okay, right. So they are forming a bridge. What are their names, dear students? Dekho, GST Suvidha providers. It is considered as enabler for taxpayer to comply with the provisions of GST through its web platform. GSPs develop application to be used by taxpayers. They facilitate taxpayers in uploading invoice, filing return, and single stop services, right? They'll help for everything. I can say basically, if you go to a car showroom, do you buy a car? Tell me. Kitna the services has penetrated now. If you go to a car showroom, on the table you buy car insurance, car ka registration, car's bank loan, yeah, everything. And they will ask you, okay, do you want, one second, dear students, I'll have to put it on chat. And they will ask you, do you want other facilities also, upgrading of your vehicle and all? If yes, then done. So that's what is the facility. Last line they have written ki GSPs may take help of ASPs, application service provider, who has a link between the taxpayers and the GST. Clear to all of you? Right. Chalo. Now we already have in constitution. I told you this is a part which is little bit of civics, but in brief, what is asked in exam in MCQ utna hum padhenge. Now already article 2246 is there in the constitution, which has got three lists: state list, union list, through which already income tax and all the taxes are charged. But then GST के लिए we had to introduce another article. We had to amend the constitution and we had to bring another article. The reason was, until now, if it is income tax, it was going on to the center. If it was CST, it was going on to the center. If it was VAT, which started in, I think, 2003 or 4, VAT आया था, तो it was state VAT. State, pehle it was state GST, Andhra Pradesh Government Sales Tax Act. Then it was Andhra Pradesh Government VAT. So it was already divided. GST is dual model. Part is going to center, part is going to state. To bring in the GST Act, they had to amend the constitution. It is 101. 101. Just remember that for MCQ. 101 रुपए डालते हैं ना cover में. So 101 amendment in the constitution, and they brought this GST. Okay, right. Just to make you learn, dear students, I am saying all this. So already first what we have, this is little bit of history. R for reading, but important reading because we have income tax also. Already we have Article 246 in the Constitution, which contains 3 lists. Okay. Union list. Central government has the exclusive power to levy income tax, custom duty, CST. Am I right? Central government के पास power है. List 2, state list. The state government has the power to make laws in respect of stamp duty. I told you the whole stamp duty is going in state. VAT, excise duty is still there for on liquor for human consumption. So this comes under state list. And one concurrent list, okay, where either center can put or state. But no, there is nothing. So right now, income tax, if they ask in MCQ, income tax is covered in which list? List 1, union list. Right? VAT and excise duty is covered in which list? State list. Right? Entry 82 to 92C is there. Central government has power to levy taxes. 45 to 63 in list 2, state government has power. Right? Okay. Now, introduction of GST required amendment in constitution so as to simultaneously empower. What was the purpose? Because this is the first time we have brought in India dual model of tax, when on a single supply of goods or services, center and state both are getting money. Kisi ko problem nahi. And the best part is, if the center and state both are getting, then it will be one nation, one tax. No khichatani between the states, right? So to simultaneously empower center and state, the constitution has been amended. 101 amendment. यहाँ लिखो MCQ. 101 amendment. अगर आप past papers भी देख लोगे ना, आपको दिख जाएगा कौन सा amendment है. तो 101. Article 246A of Constitution empowers the center and the state to levy the collection of the tax. Okay, both. So, nothing contained in 246 Parliament and subject to clause 2 has the power to make laws with respect to goods and service tax imposed by union or state government. So, just to levy that, they have started this Article 246. Parliament has exclusive power to make rules with respect of goods and service tax on supply of goods or services or both, which take place in course of interstate. Okay. And then how to collect that tax? For that, Article 269A. Levy and collection of the GST in course of interstate trade. So newly inserted article. What is it? That this will go to state, this will go to center. They have levied the GST and it will be shared between the state and the center, or the union territory and the center, right? As recommended by GST Council. Okay, now here also they have said that goods and service in course of import shall be treated as interstate supply. If this comes in MCQ, smile, attempt, and after your exam message me. Yes, these are hand-picked. In course of import of goods and services from outside India. Is it outside the purview of GV? No, very well GST is charged. IGST is charged. This will give central government to levy IGST on import transactions. ठीक है ना? Where amount collected on IGST has been used for payment of SGST, such amount shall not form part of the consolidated fund of India. This is to facilitate transfer of fund. See, if it is within the state, CGST is going to center 9%, SGST is going to the state. With state, receiving state, destination based tax. But in case of IGST, everything is going to center, but a part of the tax which they are sharing to state, that will not form part of the consolidated fund. That उसपे state का power है. ठीक है? Further, the principles discerning, ठीक है, अभी ये कुछ important नहीं है, civic का full form. So, will you be able to attempt? Please tell me, dear students. I'm going to take some definitions. I hope my speed is fine. Which amendment they have brought in Constitution? 101. And through which article they said, ki, okay, now they can charge the tax center and state. 246A. But to collect the taxes, 269A. Levy and collection of taxes. Okay? Right. Now to bring in the law. GST Act, so we have made, but we have to monitor it in India. For that, how many of you have heard GST and Council's 85th meeting, 90 meeting? So GST Council is group of people, okay, of course below the civic only, but group of people who are going to help apply GST in India. Suppose kahin kuch default hai, something is not clear, then council will now and then come up with the amendments for the rates, for the taxability, for the nil rate, for the zero rate, for the states, like this. Okay, so, what is the purpose of the council and who will be the member? How will they take a decision? Small, two, three things are there which are asked. If you want, I'm going to read everything, but what is important, if you want to mark, write down. Second point is important. कि कौन रहते हैं? Fourth is important. What is rule? Seventh is important. Quorum and how the decision. Of course, I'll read all the points, but these are the points from which questions are picked up about GST Council. I hope you all have also heard these names. GST Council सबने सुना होगा ना? One second, dear students. Yeah. 279, as we said, for collection of taxes and all, constitution, they have introduced article 279, empowers the president of India to constitute a joint forum of center and state. See, GST is applicable to whole of India, so we need, and that's why it is like dual model, so we need people from center also and state also, right? So that kahin pe bhi bias nahi hona chahiye, because if it is all center, then the people who are in center, they will dominate. If it is all state, then they will all go in different ways. I remember 2007-8 when I was teaching the white paper committee and all, so they framed very nice VAT, value added tax, but then every state was mending the VAT as a now, नहीं हमारे state पे this is exempt, हमारे state पे, so हमारा करते, the VAT got diluted, otherwise VAT was also good, right? So GST Council, Article 279, in that they have brought, it will be headed, okay? The president constituted the GST Council, right, with following members. It will be headed by the President of India, who will be the chairperson, Union Finance Minister. Right now, Nirmala Sitharaman, ma'am, she will be the finance minister, will be the chairman. Then Union Minister of State in charge of revenue or finance. Okay. Union Minister of all, see, every state is also having their finance minister recommended by the chief minister of the state. That is here, ministers in charge of finance nominated by each state, right? So 28 state plus there are 3 union territories with legislation. So all this plus, see, this person is being a bridge between 1 and 3. Union Finance Minister, she is the chairman. Then Union Minister of State, it will make a bridge, and all these will be the members. Who will be the vice chairman? State finance ministers shall choose one. Every state is sending their one representative. State ka jo finance minister hai. So from all the finance minister, one of them will be the vice chairman. Okay. Of course, everyone has their role. There is no dominance. Abhi aayega aapko how decisions are being taken. Okay. Now, what is the purpose of forming GST Council? Once they have made the GST Act, jao मैदान में खेलो, implement करो. No, right? It's very vast because so many taxes you have subsumed and it's applicable on goods, services. Still, there is debate: is this a goods or services? Now they have made many things clear, but until few years back, like GST Council was working so hard, especially for works contract, job contract. I'll tell you one basic thing why works contract. Say I am making concept classes new office. Now I want someone to make a shutter of this site, 4 feet by 2 feet. So he's making a shutter. I said, no, you don't make this thick. You make it more thick. And don't make it full iron ka, wo choti choti jali wala. So he's selling me the shutter, but he's making it tailor made all. So in the works contract, there is so much of service also. There's so much of goods also. Now, of course, all this is clear. Works contract is there in final. At inter level, GST is like GK. ऐसे हम common knowledge कैसे लेते हैं, आराम से पढ़ो. And trust me, dear students, if you study 60% ka time of your paper for DT, 40% of GST, still you will score more in GST. That's the easiest level of the paper. चलो, आज का टॉपिक थोड़ा सा थ्योरी है. फर्स्ट तो बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग था क्योंकि टर्म्स हैं, पर आई होप इट इज क्लियर. स्टेट एंड लोकल बॉडीज which may be subsumed in the goods and services. Okay, what are the taxes which are going to be subsumed? ये कौन बोलेगा? GST. Goods and services which may be subject to tax or exempted. I'll teach you in coming classes what are exempted goods, nil rated goods, zero rated goods. तो ये कौन डिसाइड करेगा कि इसको जीरो रेट रखो, इसको एग्जाम? काउंसिल. मॉडल गुड्स एंड सर्विस टैक्स लॉज, principles of levy, apportionment of goods and services in course of interstate and all. See, 269 article, we said it will collect the taxes and all. So how the procedure is going to be for collection of IGST and all will be decided. The model, the threshold limit of turnover above which you have to get goods and services may be exempt. Okay, up to what limit they are exempt? 20 lakhs. 4 state may 10 lakhs. And only if you are supplying goods, that too within the state, then it is 40 lakhs. Rates including the floor rate with bands of goods and services. Restaurant is also a service, but 5%. There are some goods which are 12%. Gold and all which should be costly, 3%. So the rates and all, of course, they are following the custom tariff act ka rate and all, but that is all decided by council every year. Okay, on this will be the rate. Any special rate for special period to raise additional resources. Okay, for some time on these products, instead of 12%, 18% GST will be collected, so that 6% we can use for the state to meet up any natural calamity and all. समझ में आ रहा है? So like this also, if they wish, council can do for some states. Special provision with respect to chota states, Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Jammu and Kashmir, Manipur, Meghalaya, Mizoram and all. Any other matter. So these are just functions. I feel just know them. Putting the rates, how the rates are going to be charged, how they are going to be divided, provisions related to registration. Whatever changes and all are coming, no, ab ispe bhi GST lagega, ye bhi hoga. As we move ahead, no, you will come to know. One second. No? As we come to move no ahead, तो आप लोगों को जब मैं amendment पढ़ाऊंगी, you will say, okay, this is all decided by what? Central Council. Okay. Effective date of levy of petroleum, that GST Council has said from a future date, but अभी तक वो आया नहीं. Guiding principles of the GST, while discharging the functions, they shall be guided by harmonized structure of the goods and service and for development of national market. Of course, they follow the same. Like there are so many products and their codes, you know. If you just take one example of HSN code, like for example, if it is a shampoo, it may come say 12%. Okay, but if it is a medicated shampoo which is recommended by doctors for some medical treatment, now it doesn't come in shampoo, it comes under medicine, so maybe it's 5%. So like this, that juggling and all is still there. That's a part which has to be dealt by GST Council. Okay, star mark this too for MCQs. 1/2 of the total number of members of the GST Council. How many members are there in GST Council? Finance Minister. Then Union Minister of State in charge of all this, revenue or finance. 2 and these 28. All state ka ek representative. 30 and union territories. So 33 ka 50%. Around 15-16 members, if they are present, then only GST council will take decision. No, we to invited all. Out of 33, only 5 members will come. Kuch ka kuch decision they will take. Not possible. One half or 50% of the members shall constitute the quorum for approval of any changes in the GST Act by the GST Council. The GST Council shall determine the procedure and how they are going to perform. Every decision of GST shall be taken in meeting by a majority vote of 3/4. 3/4 people should agree, then only that decision will come. Okay? 3/4 of the weighted vote of the members present, not total number of members. Abhi, they are not going to ask you maths. I'm just bringing you the language they can ask in MCQ. 3/4 of the members present. See, half out of 33, if 20 are present, quorum ho gaya? Yeah. Out of 20, 3/4. So if 15 members say yes out of 20, then that decision is moved ahead. But in 3/4, the vote of central government shall have the weightage of 1/3 and the vote of state government will have a weightage of 2/3. Okay, right. Now there's a maths, we need not go in that maths. So here we have completed two important theory for today. One second, dear students. क्या क्या पढ़ा हमने अभी थियोरी में? GST and network. It facilitates registration, payments, return, and many other things. Taxpayers credit rating also GST and network is giving. Below GST and network, who is it? GST Suvidha providers. Below Suvidha provider is application service provider. Be comfortable with the names enough for you. Literally, I'm telling you, after teaching, I will not close the class unless I share the past exams paper. So while discussing, you will gain that confidence. Yes, ma'am, now we have studied and this is how it is asked. Right? And I've already compiled, I'll be giving you in another 2-3 days, all past exam papers also chapter wise. So that chapter wise, okay, once we these are basic chapters. Once we complete the chapter, like if input tax credit, let us see how the questions are asked for 8 months. If value of supply is completed 6 months, लिख के रखो. Out of 50 marks, 8 marks question on ITC, 6 marks question on value of supply. Around 8 to 10 marks for the procedural part, registrations and returns. But the best part of registration and return is bit-wise questions are asked. So in chote bits, one goes wrong. That's why students score more in the GST part. Clear? Right? And then we studied everything about GST Council, headed by the Finance Minister of India, then Union State Finance Minister in charge. Then every state will send their Finance Minister as representative, even Union territories which have with legislation. So this will all frame the GST Council. GST Council will meet every now and then to check up that GST Act is working properly or not, rates are clear or not, registration limits में कहीं problem नहीं है. There should not be a confusion whether this is goods or this is services. What is supply? What is deemed supply? For some specific states, do they want to change? Okay, in all the states, the rate for the gold will be say 5% GST, but only in this state it will be 1%, maybe for some reason. So that all is taken care by GST Council. Okay. Now, actually the chapter is over. But today, two more things we are doing. Listen, all of you. Every chapter of your GST subject is starting with definitions. Pura till registration, till value of supply. And there is so much repetition. So what I have decided from today, every day we will do 5 to 6 definitions. No need to learn the definition. Understand it. When I said distinct person, related person, you should know what do you mean. So every day 5 to 6 definitions we will do. And there's a part of ITC, input tax credit, which is very relevant in all the chapters. How actually the taxes are divided and money is going to center and state. For that, two printed examples are there in your chapter 1 only that we will discuss. but after 5 minutes of break. So take a break, assemble back, and till then I'm sharing the screen for that same. Any doubts you have, please unmute and ask, because I know for everyone it's not possible to type and send. If you're doing full screen through laptop, then keep commenting. I will also come to know you all have followed. मतलब अभी जो मैं पढ़ा रही हूँ ना इसको, if anyone कोई नींद में से उठा के पूछे ना तो भी it should be clear. That important this is. And as a teacher, I can say, if had it been a crash course, I could have said, "Arey, this is how ITC is availed, but we will do everything in 6th chapter." No, but it's so important that we are going to do it after the break. Okay. Okay, so let us resume back again very quickly to this summary chart and this. Okay, this is actually, I have, if you must have seen yesterday also, today also, I'm hopping in this one topic, framework of GST. I'm touching also and then I'm leaving, because this is detailed what you are doing in coming chapters. Like it's a dual model of the tax. On interstate, we are charging CGST and SGST. On, sorry, intrastate IGST is charged. Yes, right? And there's a single legislation for union territory also. That's simple. All the supply under GST is bifurcated into either goods according to their HSN code, harmonized system of nomenclature, right? And these codes are given as per the Custom Tariff Act Schedule 1. And services, if they are there, it is Service Accounting Code, SAC. Rates, we have seen registration. Composition is small dealers who are just having turnover like 50 lakhs, 60 lakhs. If you ask them every month compliant pay, it's very difficult for them. 1 second, dear students. So very difficult for them to comply and pay the taxes. Huh? So that's why then what these benefit is given to them is, forget, don't take input tax credit and output tax and all. Whatever is on your turnover, on which some nominal tax you pay directly to government, and you're free from maintaining all the records and all. Now, most important, crucial part for MCQ, you can say weightage of this is in chapter 6 and abhi mila ke 8 marks. Okay. What is this is, input tax credit of IGST can be set off to pay IGST. Input IGST will be set off in output IGST, then CGST and SGST. Wherever it is SGST, UTGST is there. You know why? Because I may import the goods from Mumbai to Hyderabad. I'm paying IGST. Now I sell in local Hyderabad. So I'm collecting what? Intrastate, CGST and SGST. So can I set off like this also? Yes. But if I'm buying from Mumbai, I'm selling in Hyderabad also, I'm selling in Chennai also. So first input IGST, output IGST. ये set off होगा, right? And then CGST and SGST. Same way. Input tax credit of CGST can first be set off in output CGST and then IGST. It may so happen I'm buying in the state, so I'm paying CGST and SGST, and I'm selling interstate, so I am charging IGST. So can I set off CGST in CGST? Yes. Balance CGST in IGST? Yes. Right? Input tax credit of SGST, state tax or union territory, in output SGST and IGST. I hope it is clear. And last, very important point on which so much of MCQs are prepared in different way, but very in-depth. Input tax credit of CGST cannot be utilized for payment of SGST. देखो, सबसे पहले इंट्रास्टेट ले लेते हैं. अच्छा, why I'm writing, it's already printed. अगर इंट्रास्टेट है, in intrastate what you are charging? ये रहा CGST and SGST. तो CGST which in what you have to set off? CGST, CGST, input CGST, output CGST, or input CGST, output IGST. Got it or not? SGST in SGST, or UTGST in UTGST, or SGST in IGST. That's fine. But CGST and SGST cannot be set off because they are both in intra. Are you getting? अच्छा इंटर है क्या IGST IGST कर लो. This reminds me of set off and carry forward chapter. That also is so beautiful once you know the concept. IGST चलेगा. अच्छा इंपोर्ट करो मुंबई से और CGST और SGST चलेगा. CGST और CGST within the state buying, within the state selling चलेगा. SGST में चलेगा. But these two cannot be set off because they are different, no? Followed or not. Same way IGST, if it is interstate, first you set off in IGST, then CGST, then SGST, then UTGST. IGST में all set off you will get, but mutually no cross utilization is permissible between CGST and SGST. To clear this, how the taxes are used, we are doing this example. If you understand 50%, 60%, it's okay. As it is, they are not going to ask you to solve these problems. The problem solving in chapter 6 we will do is much easier than this. But because this is very important, you know how once you put up the pillars, you do curing. हाँ मेरी building बन रही है तो मुझे यही example आ रहा है. At least 25 days no work is going on, watering. Again one slab, again watering. So that's the concept here also. That if this part is very important, we are introducing initially. By the time we go to 6th chapter, okay, this ITC in this OTC and all, input, output, the things will be very clear. So let us take this example. It's a solved example. You don't have to do, just the purpose of giving example is to make you understand. Dekho. Mr. Raman, a manufacturer in Maharashtra, has supplied goods of 1 lakh to Suman in Maharashtra. Suman supplied the same goods to Manan in Maharashtra after adding 20%. Already 10 rupees, 2 rupees, we have done this yesterday. You are required to determine the tax payable by Raman and Suman in respect of the said transactions. Raman. And then second, who is the seller? Suman. Who is Manan? Consumer, end user. Yeah, assuming rate of GST is 18%. Now see, in case the goods are within Maharashtra only, this is a dual model. So CGST and SGST will be charged at 9%, 9%. Any step you have doubt, pause and ask me. Be most comfortable. Let anyone watch recording with your voice, my voice, with the chat. Absolutely no problem. If I alone want to dominate, I can teach this live in YouTube and right now 100 of students will be watching. The purpose of taking the classes in Zoom is so that student actually get the benefit. समझ में आ रहा है आप सबको? Right. So इनके पूछो अगर कोई डाउट है ना तो see if you are waiting कि okay let's not distract Deepti ma'am, we will ask the doubt at end, then your mind is stuck there, you're not listening to what teacher is asking. So dare to ask. Yeah, if it is a doubt which I feel no it's not relevant now, I'll say okay because you wait after the class and we will discuss. ठीक है? चलो. So Ramana has supplied the goods to S and 1 lakh rupees. Okay. So 1 lakh rupees goods he is going to sell and 99% tax he will collect. Okay. And CGST and SGST from Suman for supply will be remitted by Raman, appropriate account of central and state government. Okay. A is the first stage of the supply of goods and hence does not have any credit. समझ में आ रहा है? See, yesterday also when I started with a manufacturer, the first stage, I didn't take any credit. Did you get it? Because it is first stage right now, there is no credit. Now, same thing Suman has sold to Manan, value addition 20%. So instead of 1 lakh, 1,20,000 pay, CGST he has charged. Okay. So he has charged from Manan 10,800 CGST, but he has already paid. Who? S has already paid to the first one. Raman, I think, are 9,000. So the difference he will pay. And difference is anyhow on 1 lakh 20% addition. So 10,000 CGST add किया है उस पे बराबर 18% value addition. Huh? So the second person who's supplying to third person, he's collecting 10,900 and he has already paid 9,000 earlier here, right? So he will pay 1,800 out of his pocket. Same way SGST. He has collected 10,800, but he has a credit of SGST. CGST first set off in CGST, then IGST. SGST first set off in SGST, then IGST. Done. 1,800 rupees he will pay. So what is the final tax which is going to government on the value addition? Again say they are to closing here, but this 120 is again sold for 2 lakh. So 2 lakh pay 9% TA, 9% TA, and the story goes on. Now, Raman to Suman. When Raman has sold to Suman, how much CGST is collected and paid to central government? 9,000. 9,000 to state government. When Suman has sold to Manan, already 9,000 to he has paid additional. How much he is paying to government? Here the value was how much? 1 lakh pay 18%. Here how much value? See, that's why it's called as a value addition tax. Destination based tax. ड्यूअल मॉडल टैक्स. मैम आप तो पूरा प्रेयर बोल दे रहे हैं, तो बस ऐसे ही करना है. 20,000 at the rate of 18%. Correct? That is 3,600. So 1,800 here. So the central government is getting 10,800. The state government is getting, and the story is over. I'm going to the next example, that's interstate. If you have any doubt, ask. If you want to pause 2 minutes and check karo or pucho. I can show you one more also. Say let us sell it in 2 lakhs. Same. It will go on. Put some message. Make some noise in the chat box. AC, AC, AC. All clear, clear, clear. Feedback is important. It's not my way of teaching that I'm teaching since years, so I'm teaching the best. It's, are you following that how CGST is set off in CGST, SGST, and at every value addition the tax is paid. Thank you. Thank you. Let us take one more example. Say 120 में हमने और value addition किया 80,000 and we have sold it in 2 lakh, right? Okay. 2 lakh. Thank you. Thank you. Now see, once you sell it in 2 lakh, 9%. So 2 lakh का 9% कितना होगा? 18,000. We will collect. But we have already paid 10,800. Right? So 18 minus 10,800. So 7,200. Same way SGST also 18,000. You're getting? On 2 lakh 9%. Right? So 7,200. So total how much tax you are giving to government? 14,400. Additional. Now, अब देख लो 80,000 pay. On 18,000 directly calculate 18%. 14,400. So whatever you do value addition, that much tax you have to pay. See, I have sold the goods at 2 lakh. I collected from buyer 18,000, but I've already paid 10,800. So what's the value addition? This much tax I have to pay. Clear to all of you, right? Chalo. Now let us go to the next example, interstate. थोड़ा crucial है, ध्यान से करना है. It's easy. Finally, what is the destination? Whether it is interstate or intrastate. That is how the states will divide the tax. A manufacturer of Telangana has supplied the goods to Mr. K of Telangana. So first one is within the state. Okay, let us complete the first one. A to K within the state 1 lakh goods, 18%, 99% charge kar do. So A will pay the government ko 9,000 because this is the first transaction. Okay. Mr. A is the first stage supplier of the goods, first stage dealer they are called, and does not have any credit. So he will pay the whole tax collected. Okay, right. Someone was asking yesterday, if A is a manufacturer, maybe if he has paid some tax, he can take the credit. Now, A has sold to K. K has sold to V. In AP, state change ho gaya. You all know Telangana and Andhra Pradesh are separate now. After making a value addition of 20%. So 1 lakh goods, 1,20,000. K has sold. Okay. K has sold it to Mr. V. And this is interstate. So K will charge to V on 1,20,000. IGST 18%. Okay. Right. Now, K has to pay IGST. Is there any input IGST with K? No, because K has purchased from A in the same state. So K is saying, sorry boss, output IGST mein I don't have input IGST. But can I then set off CGST and SGST paid? Yes. So different IGST, who will pay? K. But this benefit, K is from which state? Telangana. This 3,600 benefit end transaction where it is closing? Andhra Pradesh. So this will go to the Andhra Pradesh. अभी यहाँ तक clear है आप सबको? Right. Last part now. This was K to V of Andhra Pradesh. Now third part. Mr. B further supplied the goods to Vishen. Mr. B, Mr. K. Further supplied the goods to Vishen after making value addition. And you are required to calculate the tanks for Aman, Kishan and Vishen. Right? Okay. So first Aman has sold within the state. Then Kishan has sold to Vishen. Okay. So now this is supplied as interstate. Okay. Now Vishen has again supplied it to Keshav in the same state. Oh, are you all getting? First it is within the state, then it is interstate, again it is within the state. So if it is within the state, he has purchased, Vishen has purchased how? Kishan ने Vishen को दिया था कितने में? IGST he has paid. But now he is going to sell it 120 pay 20% profit 144 within the same state. So he's going to charge 9% this and this. Okay, right. Now he has to pay CGST. But CGST input is not having because he purchased interstate and he has paid already IGST. How much IGST he has paid? 21,600. So in 12,960, can he set off 21,600? In CGST, you set off CGST. If not, IGST. So IGST we will set off. Okay, we did that. So what is CGST payable to government? Nil. Now coming to SGST. SGST he has to pay 12,960. But against SGST also, can he set off IGST? Yes. IGST out of 21,600, 12,960 to he has set off in CGST. Remaining here and balance SGST he will pay because finally it ended in this state 4320. This is the gist of it, how it is going. See, first A to K within the state. 1 lakh pay 18%. within the same state. Okay. So CGST and central government, CGST and state Telangana state government. Then 1,20,000 pays center 18%. How much it comes? Dekho. 1,20,000 pay 18%. Right? 21,600. We can write here total 21,600 IGST, because between K and V it was IGST. Right? So if you observe between K and E, already 99,000 they have paid. 21,600 is IGST. I'm just doing it orally. I'll do problems in writing when we go to the 6th chapter. This is just for base building. So 99,000 they have set off, and still IGST is payable. Mila sabko yahan pe 3,600. Yeah. So this is set off here. Followed or not? Now the goods are not in Telangana, right? They are moving. So again the money from here it will be minus, here it will be plus, and finally this is within the state, and till here this state will give, Telangana will give back, because finally they have not got the goods, they have got and goods have gone back, and this is 21,600. 1,20,000 pay 80%, 18% IGST. Dekh lo. First it was CGST and SGST. Now it is IGST. We have done till here 21,600. Finally, who should get 21,600? IGST, central government. So this was closed. Now again the goods went to Andhra Pradesh. Yeah, right. And now it is 1,44,000 into 18%. Karo. 1,44,000 समझाना, 120 पे 20% and into 18%. 1,44,000 into 18%. 25,920. Minus 21,600. Now finally, when the goods reached Andhra Pradesh is saying, give us the tax. 1,44,000 pay 18%, 25,920. Already through multiple stages, 21,600 is paid. So 4,320 this state will get. Now how is that decided? See here. 1,44,000. This is within the same state, AP to AP. So AP is saying, okay, don't give whole 21,600 to me. Even if it is within the state, 9% CGST has to go, no? 12,960. So it is saying to state, देखो यहाँ पे देखो 21,600 में 12,960 you keep. IGST you have, no? 21,600, 12,960 minus करो. 21,600 minus 12,960. 21,600 minus 12. If you have this hard copy, you will understand. Otherwise, pause 2 minutes. We'll go to the definitions. It will. So, 8 center, you have 21,600. But now part of the goods have gone to the state. So, in state also, CGST part those will go to center, no? Huh? So, if you minus this 8640, 12,960, let it be here. 8640 extra you give, and remaining on the value addition, any state is getting 4320. हमने किया था ना. Set off first the IGST here, then the IGST, and 4320 IGST. Will 4320 is IGST you have to pay to the state government in the form of the SGST. ठीक है ना? Right. 1 second, dear students. Yeah. Finally, where the goods have gone? In the Andhra Pradesh state. So Andhra Pradesh government, You will get 8640 extra. We are happy with 12,960. Finally, what is the selling price of the product? 1,44,000. उसका 9% करो कितना आ रहा है? 1,44,000 into 9%. 12,960 CGST, 12,960 SGST. This is all done automatically on the GSTN portal, and anytime the governments are getting clearly how much fund is there with the CGST and SGST. This is just how the taxes are. See, no other tax was clear like this. Not even when I have studied as a student, mod VAT, excise duty ka sabse purana version. Then as a teacher, when I started my coaching in 2000, it was VAT and service tax. But VAT also, like every state, VAT was very beautiful, but bahut sara, mending, it was happening, like people were manipulating. This is foolproof. Finally, had the transaction been closed here, so the center would have got proper money. But first IGST set off here, then IGST set off here, and balance SGST pay. Or IGST 8640 will also come against SGST. So finally, this is the way it is done. Okay, right? Check it. Still, if you have any doubt in examples, ask me. We are closing the chapter, but without any break. 10 more minutes, we are going to chapter 2. As I said, chapter 2 has a lot of definitions, and I'm not going to discuss these definitions in every chapter. Let us start with some definitions which are very relevant for the next chapter, that is supply. Okay, next class is on Monday. Please allow me for this one more week also alternative, but as a teacher I know that if we meet every day there's a different pumping in. But Monday we are doing supply, Wednesday we will close the supply, Thursday you can write exam, Thursday नहीं तो Saturday लिखो first exam, ठीक है, that we will decide, but exam will be on the first two chapters. Okay, second chapter is supply. What do you mean by supply? Whether you supply goods or whether you supply services, it should be for business purpose, and a lot of other conditions are there which will you have to be satisfied. Some will be deemed to be supply of goods, deemed to be supply of services, and so on. So GST is levied on supply of goods and services. So let us see what is the definition of goods. Goods means any kind of movable property. I want lot of scribbling in the definition that will make our work very easy when we dive into those chapters. बहुत सारा चीजें लिखो. See, all these definitions are borrowed from the Sale of Goods Act and CGST Act and all only. Goods means, basic question is asked in exam. Goods include everything except money and securities. This SAB MCQs hai. You will be really surprised after attending 50% classes only that MCQs are so scoring. But you have to have that eye to look at, okay, this can be asked as MCQ. Good means any kind. One thing again I'm saying, no need to buttify this definition. You don't have to write define goods, but you should know to apply it and solve the MCQ. Good means any kind of movable property, means write down GST not applicable on immovable property. Did I say today also on real estate we are collecting stamp duty? GST kahan hai? Because if agar uske upar, if real estate they bring in the ambit of GST, they'll have to append the definition of goods. Good means any kind of the movable property other than money and securities. Money is not goods. We all know what is money. Money is a currency, a medium of exchange. So that is not goods and securities, shares and all, right? But goods include actionable claims, lotteries, and actionable claim is where you have right to receive the amount. When you buy 1,000 rupees lottery and if your luck is good, you have got a right to receive 50 lakhs amount as a prize. So it's actionable claim. Okay. GST, yes. Can we write like this? GST, yes. GST, no. In dono pe. Money and securities. Only some link definitions I am teaching that will make our work easy in the next class. It includes growing crops, grass and thing attached to or forming part of land which are agreed to be severed before supply. For example, we can take as spice farming. If you have been to Kerala or you have been to Northeast Sikkim and all, tea farming, spices ke farms rehte. So spices are grown on agricultural land, jungle mein, farm pe. So is it immovable? No. But before the product is ready for supply, they are removed from the land. So then those spices which are removed from the land, cocoa beans, coffee beans, so these are removed from the plant, then roasted and processed, and we get the powdered chocolate and all. So very well GST is applicable. Take your time. Have you learned or you want me to give some running notes also? GST is applicable on movable property. Ma'am, immovable property, no GST. Other than money and securities, no GST. But it includes actionable claims. Thoda actionable claim, तो there's an amendment also we will do abhi. Growing crops and all. Please write these examples. Okay. Now, when I'm coming to money and securities, I want all of you to go and check what is the definition of money. It's given on the very next page sheet only. Money. Can you put some tick marks so that you can tell me, ma'am, this definition is over? वैसे तो याद रहेगा. Every day we will do 5 some definitions I have included here. They are going to be discussed in the 3rd chapter, 4th chapter, but रोज थोड़े थोड़े definition करेंगे. This is a very interesting way of studying. My feedback I have taken from you all students earlier. Money means Indian legal tender, check, promissory note, bills of exchange. Now you want me to explain what is a check and all? Please say honestly. मालूम है तो छोड़ दो, नहीं मालूम है तो पूछो. Promissory note you all know? Yes, ma'am, we have drawn also in CA CMA foundation. Bills of exchange. Letter of credit. Where letter of credit is good? Used. I want to import the goods from Sri Lanka and they want money. They are saying, okay, Dipti ma'am, pay us money. Then we will give you the bill of lading and all, and you can get the goods from Chennai port. I said, I'll give you money, and if you don't send me goods, first you send me the bill of lading, then I will give you the check. So like this, so we'll keep fighting, me and the Sri Lankan people. In between, a bridge is formed by bank. Bank will say, okay, I am the mediator. Bank is, no one is doing charity. Huh? Letter of credit, इतना मजेदार income है banks के लिए. It's such a beautiful income. Banks will say, okay, Sri Lanka, you give the bill of lading to us. Okay, Dipti ma'am, you give us the check to us. And when everything is okay, they will exchange. For this, the banks charge commission. So is this also a kind of money only, right? DD, pay order, traveler's check, money order, electronic remittances, RTGS, NIFT, UPI, all. When used in settlement of exchange, they are all called as money, and money pe GST nahi lagta hai, but shall not include any currency held for numismatic value. Kya pata what language they are writing? MCQ. Money pay, no GST. Anyone in the class sitting without printout, it's really not good. You are doing disadvantage to Dipti ma'am's teaching. अरे बोल रही हूँ लिखो, otherwise as a teacher whatever I am saying I can nicely put it in my notes and give more beautiful notes. मम्मी इतना अच्छा खाना बना देती है बट आपको चू तो करना पड़ेगा ना, खाना तो पड़ेगा ना. Clear? Is money on money, is GST applicable? No. But it shall not include currency that is held for numismatic value. Coins, old notes. Arey, you all have seen 1,000 rupee note or not? I have it in my wallet. One was left inside the inner pocket of wallet. अब पड़ा है. थोड़े साल बाद उसको frame करा देंगे. 1,000 rupee note was there. Now we have 2,500. 500 old notes are not working now. So if you have the money not as a currency exchange but numismatic value, some old coin of 25 paise and all, these are also, there's a very beautiful market for this. People, as a hobby, they collect it, they sell it and all. So on this is now not money, this is a product, and on this GST is chargeable. Take your time. If you feel, ma'am, you're going fast or not clear, message me. I will re-explain. On money, there is no GST. But these old coins, currencies, if you have a bundle of 1 rupee notes, such a beautiful purplish color used to come. 1 rupee note. 1 rupee note chalta hai? Is it a currency? Can you get anything for 1 rupee? No. But then people use it for gifting as an antique note and all, some note with number and all. So that has become now goods. On that, GST is chargeable. Clear? Money. Money के साथ और आपको क्या बताया था एक मैंने अभी? What did I say with money? That okay. 1 minute. Goods definition we have seen. Money is clear. Actionable claim where you have right to receive. That if you want, we can read. Actionable claim shall have the same meaning. Specific definition is not there. So they have borrowed the meaning from the Transfer of Property Act. Any debt. I think if you're feeling like I'm teaching like little law, like तो है ये definitions हैं. And this is a bare act like GST, तो कुछ कर नहीं सकते. समझ में आ जाए तो बस से learn करने की जरूरत नहीं. Actionable claims means a claim to any debt other than debt secured by mortgage, any beneficial interest in movable property not in possession, where such debt or interest coexist. Examples are unsecured debts, right to participate in draw, lottery. Lottery pay very well, GST is applicable. It must be noted that actionable claim is specifically included in definition of goods other than lottery, betting and gambling shall neither be supply of goods nor supply of services. Betting, gambling, all. इसमें कुछ addition भी हुआ है at the end of the chapter I have given. So yeah, online gaming. Online gaming, may you have got right to receive, no, if you win the game. That what? 11 cricket betting and all. If you win, you get money, no? So this online gaming and all, GST is applicable because it is actionable claim. Now, one thing I want to clarify, dear students, in the definition of goods, I'm teaching quite linked way. So if you can understand, I said in goods, on money and securities, there is no GST. But if there are any services related to money, I go to a money exchanger with $1,000 and I say against $1,000, give me rupees. So he will charge his commission. On that commission, GST will be there? Yes. Money exchange. Followed or not? Say $1,000 are for 1 lakh. So the money exchanger gives me 98,000 rupees. अरे $1,000 की value तो 1 lakh है. Why did he give? So the money exchanger is saying 2,000 is my charge. I am giving you service. On this is GST applicable? Answer is yes. Directly on money, GST is not there, but money related service, yes. Same way, on securities, GST is not there. Securities पे GST नहीं है. When you buy and sell securities, there is no GST. But broker, we are asking the broker to sell the securities in 1,000. He keeps his commission 100. This is sale value, and he gives you 900. On this commission, is GST applicable at the rate of 18%? Yes. If this you understand, fitted in your mind, you will do awesome well in the problems related to value of supply. Many students come and say, ma'am, whatever teacher, not you, any teacher teaches GST, we follow. But when it is coming to applying and solving the problem, why? Because that linking is required. A little 2 minutes, if I can go in income tax. When you learn in income tax, right shares, bonus shares, buyback of shares, link the knowledge of the law, link the knowledge of accounts में तो you already study the journal entries पढ़ते हैं ना. Anywhere is my example not clear or repetition required, then ask me. If not, then we will move ahead. So many of final students are also attending the DT direct taxation. Yesterday I got message from two of the students from Mumbai. They said after a long time when we are writing final, your capital gain, your other source class made it very clear, the base level. So please suggest to other of your friends also. If you are writing final after your articleship, after your job, it is very essential to have base building of 5 chapters. You can check up the exam. Today's topic only, like income from other sources, deemed dividend and liquidation, capital gain, I combined and thought that will be helpful. Is then combined knowledge clear? Money, securities, directly no GST. Services related to money and securities, yes GST. है ना? चलो. Next definition of a person, like we have in income tax section 231. Person includes individual, HUF, company, LLP, AOP, corporation, body corporate, cooperative society, other society registered under Societies Registration Act, trust, artificial judicial person. These are all person. Nothing to explain. We have seen it in depth in income tax. Taxable supply. 5 minutes more. Huh? Taxable supply means supply of goods or services on which taxes are charged. Now, zero rated supply is also a taxable supply. Abhi the rate is zero, but it is a taxable supply. Taxable territory means whole of India, including Jammu and Kashmir. Non-taxable territory, territory where GST is not levied. So once you go in high seas, अच्छा tell me why we should know India's definition. मैम हमको geography क्यों पढ़ा रहे हैं? हमको मालूम है कि इंडिया ऐसा दिखता है, ऐसा ही दिखता है ना. अब मैं बोलते बोलते डायग्राम बना रही हूँ. हाँ. Then let me tell you, services given in flights, GST applicable. So many, those services like, you do skydiving and balloon rides and all, they are all in air. Water sports, 12 nautical miles still in the sea, it is India. So if you are doing water sports on the border at Kerala, in Goa, so all these water sports पे GST लगेगा? हाँ बिल्कुल लगेगा. हाँ, but what is non-taxable? If this is India, till 12 nautical miles, it is India. If you go in high seas and here, if you give some services or sell goods, no. On that, GST is not there. We see in movies, no? Bhagte hain, bhagte hain, bhagte hain, and they go out of the territory of India. Nothing we can do. Huh? So, India includes territory of India, territorial waters, seabed, subsoil. All the crude oil extracting industries, they are all so much down in the Indian Sea. Most of it Gujarat, Kandla, Arabian Sea, right? Very well, GST is applicable. Continental shelf, EEZ, exclusive economic airspace, all. Manufacturing की definition क्या है? When you change the identity of a product, appearance, color, feel, taste, all, it is called as manufacturing. When raw material you process and a new product is emerged out. When I process peanuts and I get peanuts oil, it's a manufacturing, right? Okay. Who is a supplier? Who supplies goods and services is a supplier. The person supplying goods or services, and it includes agent as such on behalf of supplier in relation to supply of goods. See, agent plays a very important role. So many times, say Dipti Chheda is asking a agent to buy the goods on behalf of me, and you buy it in your name and give me. So if A is buying as an agent goods on behalf of Dipti Chheda, who is the supplier here? Dipti Chheda or agent? Agent also. But agent buys the goods from Dipti Chheda and the billing is done directly from Raj to Dipti Chheda. Then agent is not the supplier. So it's so beautiful. These definitions are made. If you understand, applicability from the third, fourth chapter will become so easy that the person who is supplying the goods and services is supplier, including agent. And why this is important is RCM and FCM. What is FCM? Forward charge mechanism. Who pays the tax? Forward charge में supplier. Supplier has supplied goods and services to buyer. Buyer, pay me tax, I'll pay to government. So who is paying the GST to government in forward charge mechanism? Supplier. But supplier is giving the services to recipient. Suppliers is a chota cab wala. He is giving services to a company. Company is taking cab service from a chota sa supplier. Who is company? Recipient. Then who is the recipient? Company. Still recipient has to pay the tax. RCM, reverse charge mechanism, chapter 3. Abhi we are in which chapter? Chapter 2. But these are the names, that's why definitions are important. Recipient. Recipient of the goods means where a consideration is payable for supply of goods or services, the person who is liable to pay the consideration. You are the recipient if you are liable to pay me the sale value of goods and services. Who am I? Supplier. Where no consideration is payable for supply of goods, the person to whom the goods are delivered or to whom possession or use of goods is given or made available. I am supplying the goods to a temple. See, I purchase the goods. ये ना इसके ऊपर तो पूरे case laws बने हुए हैं. I purchased the goods. I claimed input tax credit. Now, out of the 50 goods I have purchased, say 50 cameras, I'm dealing into cameras. So, my purchases is cameras. I purchased cameras and I paid input tax credit. Out of that, 2 cameras I supplied to a temple. No consideration. Obviously, it's my donation to temple and I don't want any money. Now, when no consideration is payable, the person to whom goods are delivered, temple, or to whom possession or use is given, made available, temple. Okay, they are the recipient, and if it is a deemed supply, they have to pay tax. If it is a deemed supply. Now, what is deemed supply? In this same chapter, we will do. And where no consideration is payable, the person to whom service is rendered, that is also recipient. I am giving the service now. Am I taking any consideration? No. Then who are the recipient? All the students who are taking this knowledge and performing super well in exam. So these are categories. Ultimately, who is the recipient? Recipient is a person who pays the value of goods and services, or who receives the goods, or who receives the services. तीन चीज में clear है. Recipient is a person, okay, who pays the consideration, और where no consideration जिसको supply of goods होता है, or where there is no consideration supply of service. बात खत्म. Clear, right? Okay. And already we have seen what is goods. Then services is anything other than goods, money and security. See, like, a small LKG, UKG child, these definitions are given. What are goods? Anything movable, excluding money and securities. So they say services means anything other than goods, money and securities, but includes activities relating to money. I told you, if you want, you can write money exchanger. Likho, likho. After 2 days, no, my example you may forget, but notes written. Ha, Dipti ma'am said this. Money exchanger, GST, taxable. Conversion by cash or other mode, one currency to another and all, for which separate sub taxable. ठीक है? Right? Okay. Consideration definition say we will continue tomorrow. Business, related person, superb definitions are there. And these are also very important. What are exempted supply? And tomorrow we will start with this table. Okay. How was the class? Did you follow everything? What did we do today? GST Council. How many members are there? Finance Minister, one bridge, and every state minister. What's the quorum? Half. How the decisions are taken? 3/4 majority. In that also central government का weightage कितना है? 1/3. State government 2/3. बस ऐसे ही याद करना है. GST and network. Who are their helpers? GSPs. Who are the helpers for GSPs? ASPs. Right? So like this, prepare. Okay, how that credit is distributed between the state and the center. I think first example is easy to understand. As a teacher, I took a lot of time to understand second वाला example. क्योंकि second में पहले IGST था, फिर SGST, CGST, फिर ये. Okay, so the class will start with supply section 7 tomorrow and section 8. Only 2 sections we are going to do in chapter 2, section 7 and section 8. Now, 2 things I was willing to ask you all. It's like, jo cheez zaruri hai, wo to I'm making you learn. But you know, like few things I ask students. One is every batch I make one list of all the abbreviations. It's not कि 5 abbreviations के full form लिखो, कोई पूछने नहीं वाला है. But when you come and tell me, ma'am, I could not complete the paper in 3 hours, that speed will come when it is like repetition, confidence. How was your first day when you have driven a two-wheeler or four-wheeler? Four-wheeler का example ज़्यादा अच्छा है क्योंकि पहले दिन अगर किसी ने गाड़ी चलाई है ना ऐसे चलाते हैं. अच्छा एक हाथ स्टेयरिंग से छोड़ के गियर भी चेंज करना है. Oh, horn also have to play. Oh, I have to look at the rear mirror. Oh, I have to look at the left and right. Niche, clutch brake, all race also. How many things? And then when you continue drive a four-wheeler, what happens? Over the period it's going on. When you are changing the gear, you don't know. You're listening to music, you're enjoying, you're singing aloud, and you're driving aram se. And while driving, आगे वाला अगर right indicator बताता हम automatically थोड़ा left because things are clear. Does your parents have to tell you, अरे थोड़ा left ले वो जा रहा है? No. I'm also my mother and my son completed his driving. So this is an example I say to all my students that while you are joining driving in the last 4-5 days, ask your parents to sit while you are learning the driving. Otherwise that confidence will not come. Parents are always having like this. So if you want to learn the best of the driving, don't learn it with your home people. Go pay outside and learn. And last 5 days, ask your parents, come and sit in the car and I'm driving with their car where you are taking the train. तो ऐसे ही है ये सब, right? Okay. It's beautiful knowledge. Enjoy this. And because it's a weekend, like directly we are meeting on Monday. So some of my mentors, teachers, where I learn yoga and all, they do a very nice laughter session or something to sing loudly or at a volume you want to listen to songs. At least in this weekend, one day can you watch sunrise from your terrace, nearby park, sunset, can you थोड़ा सा ऐसा हटके करने से when you come back you focus well. So study quality good, take quality good break, and if I say this you have to do ha. That's what he told me to do in the morning. Ha 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 ha. So these are like mind mapping games. Apply, do it, make others also life, enjoy this learning. It's a beautiful profession, beautiful journey. Whenever your mind goes into analysis, if I don't clear what, if I face it headstrong, it's your mind, face it headstrong. And if too many doubts are there, right, you can do your own counseling, right? Okay, this is the option, if this not, this is the option. If when you write, no, writing will make the things clear and your mind will not go again into the same doubts and fear. And little bit of doubt and fear is necessary, no? If at every square, chicha we call them, I mean say the traffic police is not there, are you not going to be careless? So don't worry, little bit fear and doubt is a part of anyone's, like, years I have been teaching. When I announced this batch, I didn't knew what would be the response because we don't know now. We know that if the classes are in YouTube, students are watching recording also and they are asking doubts. We don't know. So there was a doubt. I said, whatever it is, but I want to go with this mode because students are more comfortable. Abhi, as we move ahead, you will have doubts. I will sit like this and ask you to do calculation. So make sure you get the same calculator. Same matlab white name, black bhi use karo. Get the same calculator which you use in final exam. And whenever Deepti ma'am is calculating, don't sit idle. हाँ मैम तो कैलकुलेशन कर रहे हैं, हम तो आंसर लिख लेंगे, एग्जाम में कौन कैलकुलेट करेगा? So this Zoom classes, the best part is all the students are in competitive mode to answer first. Abhi few classes it will come, right? So waiting to give the best from my side. And with this, we are closing the class for today. What do you say? I want to keep it only live class, but I don't know. One day shall we keep the recording open in the app if you want to repeatedly watch? One day करें या फिर बस सिर्फ live ही करें? Because one day also if we say I'll keep the recording today open and then remove it tomorrow, I don't know. Will the students actually go and watch it if they genuinely miss the class? Live class, the benefit is see your own discipline, and discipline is a key to performance. डिसिप्लिन मतलब हमको कोई स्कूल वाला डिसिप्लिन नहीं चाहिए, जो मन में आ रहा है वो बोलो, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. दीप्ति मैम इज हियर टू लिसन एंड सॉल्व योर डाउट्स. कोई डाउट सिली नहीं है, जो मन में डाउट है वो पूछना. इफ यू हैव अ प्रैक्टिकल डाउट टुडे इन दिस वीकेंड, इफ यू गो शॉपिंग एनीवेयर, observe how you are getting the invoice from website, from more supermarket, what kind of invoice, and when they are giving buy one biscuit packet one free, how they are doing the billing, what they are writing, check. All this only comes in exam practical aspect. ठीक है? That's all enough from my side. We are actually very late. Bye bye. See you all. Good night. Next class is on Monday. Gear up and write business head exam. Even if you have not watched all my videos, it's still today, Friday. Watch it, write the exam, send the paper at concept classes exam, get suggested answer, do self-correction. Tell me, ma'am, I did this mistake. Students are doing one-to-one. They are sending me messages and वो जो गलती पिंच होती है वो ईगो हर्ट होता है. इतना मजा आता है, मुझे नहीं, आपको मजा आ जाएगा. एंड यू विल नॉट डू दैट मिस्टेक इन फाइनल एग्जाम. डन. बाय बाय. गुड.